Muscle soreness. Is it a good thing, a bad thing, or does it even matter? Honestly, it's kind of all of the above. In this video, I'm gonna show you when you should and when you shouldn't use muscle soreness to help with your gains. One of the first things we all experience after going to the gym is the wonderful sensation known as muscle soreness. More specifically, we're very familiar with that soreness that doesn't kick in until about a day after exercise, known as delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS for short. Now, you might have heard some gym goers say that soreness is a sign of an effective workout, but you might have also heard the opposite, or that soreness means nothing at all. Whatever the case, one thing we can't deny is that soreness is clearly related to exercise because we don't experience it with other physical activities we do on a normal basis. But just imagine if you can actually get DOMS from simply doing your dishes. Uber Eats will be very happy. And that is the one thing we understand about DOMS. DOMS occurs after performing new or inconsistently performed activities that stimulate the muscles above the norm. Now, as far as what happens at a mechanistic level, the science isn't entirely sure, but it's commonly believed to be related to something known as exercise-induced muscle damage. Basically, at a cellular level, a lot of alterations and tiny micro tears form on the muscle after a bout of exercise. This leads to pain signals sent to your brain, aka DOMS, essentially telling you that, yo, please calm down a bit because we gotta fix a bunch of crap that broke after whatever the F you just did. So in this sense, it's easy to see how it can lead to people believing that DOMS is in fact a good thing. Until, as you might have experienced yourself, the soreness happens less and less over time. And that's because your body is naturally built to adapt through something called the repeated bout effect. Essentially, the alterations and responses the muscle experience from your training diminishes more and more after every subsequent training session. And that includes the response of muscle soreness. In other words, your body is smart and doesn't want to keep sending you pain signals for something you're now getting better at doing on a regular basis. But that also means that an effective workout won't always make you feel sore, which means we can't always say that soreness is a good sign. Fortunately, it also means we can use this information to help us make better training decisions based on muscle soreness. So now let's do just that. First, one scenario where you should feel sore is if you're a beginner. Based on the repeated bout effect, beginners are the most susceptible to muscle soreness. So if you're not getting sore as a beginner, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not making any progress, but it's probably a strong sign that you can at least do a bit more. The other scenario where you should feel sore is when you're incorporating new exercises to your workout. If you're not getting sore, then it probably means one of two things. One, the new exercises aren't different enough from your usual exercises to forego the repeated bout effect, or two, you can indeed push these new exercises a bit harder. Now let's talk about when you want to be careful about pushing yourself harder because you don't feel sore. With the repeated bout effect, there are some cases where you can train the crap out of certain muscles and they still won't get sore. But that probably means absolutely nothing so long as you're seeing clear gains with that muscle. So in this case, don't try to chase after the feeling of soreness by pushing the muscle way too hard because it can end up doing more harm than good. But on the other hand, there's the scenario where a certain muscle is no longer getting sore from training, but you're also not seeing progress. Here's where we got to use a bit of intuition and gauge how hard we're currently training the muscle. If you're not seeing progress, but also feel that your effort and intensity levels are a bit low, then in conjunction with a lack of soreness, we can determine that we can benefit from training harder. So in this case, soreness is not a sign all on its own, especially since you still might not get sore when you do push yourself harder, but it can be useful to validate other signs. And that's how we can use soreness to our benefit. As long as you know when it matters and when it doesn't, then you should be good to go. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a muscular thumbs up and share it with your soreness-loving friends. Subscribe for more and let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to get your protein.